What jail sentence do you think would be appropriate for a man who viciously attacks a woman, seriously injures her, leaves her with extreme PTSD, effectively wrecks her life, and has previous convictions for drugs offences, and was previously involved in a murder and not prosecuted for concealing the murder weapon in Ireland? Someone who's been here for 21 years and never had employment in those 21 years. Given all of that background, given all of those circumstances, what jail sentence do you think would be appropriate for a man who could commit such crimes? We're going to find out in just 1 minute. And yes, it's another shocker. These cases get more and more ridiculous. And there's a case to be made that the justice system is rubbing victims' noses in it and adding salt to their already open and painful wounds. Before we do, if you're watching this video and you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. And there's an option to join the channel, to become a channel member. Why would you want to do that? Well, it will get you access to a weekly question and answer video that I construct or put together for channel members. You can interact directly with me in channel member posts and leave me your thoughts, comments, and opinions, and I'll address them directly because it's becoming very difficult to keep up with the volume of traffic that's coming through here, and sometimes things slip through the net. So consider becoming a channel member, joining the channel, and supporting independent media. So let's get into this case. In particular, you may have seen this, you may have not have seen this. It's not being very widely reported on, as you can imagine. Look at this piece of work here, this oil painting here. Utterly terrifying. Man jailed for a vicious attack on a woman in a park. Had previously turned state witness in a murder case. So this specimen's name is Michal Godla. He's a Slovakian. He was not prosecuted on the earlier weapons charge because he gave evidence against the murderer. And in the case in question, in Longford town, he showed his victim no mercy. This is a separate attack that he carried out on a woman during a sustained violent and vicious attack on his female victim in the mall in Longford town on the 7th of August 2023. So you've got the details on the attack on the lady, but he had previously disposed of a knife which was used in the murder of another man and was not prosecuted for it. Yes, you heard that correctly. He was not prosecuted for it because he gave evidence against the murderer as a state witness. Michal Godla, Connolly Court, Longford Town, is beginning a jail term of 3 years and 3 months. All of that you've just heard, all of that amounts in a jail sentence of 3 years and 3 months, which was reduced, by the way, from over 4 years because he confessed early. During the attack, he repeatedly punched the woman who was out for a walk and also threatened to rape her. 3 years and 3 months. It can be revealed that Godla, a Slovakian national, testified against his former friend and neighbour, Ryhards Laviks of Connolly Court, during his trial for the murder of Akaduz Arak Chagowski, aged 31, of Towns Park, Longford, in November 2016. Father of one was sentenced at Longford Criminal Court to life in prison after his one-time associate turned state witness. This is the person we're talking about, who then went on to attack this lady and has previous convictions, other previous convictions, and has been here for 21 years and never worked. It's what the Irish taxpayers' money is going to fund. Take a good, long, hard look at this specimen. Could be coming to a town near you soon. Because let's face it, 3 years isn't very long to spend in prison. In the witness box, Godla had told how his friend, his Lithuanian friend, had come under threat over a drug debt. Ultimately, he ended up dead. The Irish Independent revealed the DPP stopped short of pressing charges against Godla over his role in the concealment of the weapon used, as he was providing evidence on behalf of the state. Doesn't take much to get away with murder these days, does it? Doesn't take much to get away with murder. But this guy managed it, or at least covering up the weapon that was used. The court was informed Godla had never been employed in Ireland in his entire 21 years living here. So for 21 years he was being kept. Not only was he being kept, but he was committing offences. His previous convictions were all linked to drug-related offences, the most recent in 2020, involved in a murder and concealing a murder weapon 2016, drugs offences running up to 2020, assaulting women 2023. And what is it they say? That no one gets into Ireland, or certainly without being vetted. Maybe he didn't have a criminal record before he came here, but he sure as hell has one now. Why is he still here? Why was he allowed to remain after 2016? Why was he allowed to remain after 2020? Why will he possibly be allowed to remain after the assault in 2023? You tell me in the comments below. Tell me, make it make sense for me. In mitigation, Dara Foynes SC said that her client could best be described as a simple sort of chap. That's him there, a simple chap. Read the headline again. Simple chap who lacked sophistication. Lacked sophistication. That's the understatement of the century right now. He also handed in a letter of apology where he pleaded for a second chance. Second chance? He's had multiple chances. And hoped that the lady he attacked could forgive him one day. He also added that Godla was willing to tender €2,000 and more to his victim, which he had no interest in accepting. There he is. So how does a man that's never worked for 21 years rustle up $2,000 to give to one of his victims, the latest victim, jailed for 3 years and 3 months for his role in what Judge Kenneth Connolly termed an unprovoked and unanticipated assault on his defenceless victim? That's about as nasty a specimen as you could hope to see. At least one of them. Repeated acts of criminality for the most serious type of offences, and yet allowed to remain in Ireland, continuing to sponge off the taxpayer, continuing to commit crimes, hasn't learned his lesson. 2016, 2020, 2023 that we know of. Still here. 21 years, never worked. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, comments and opinions below. As always, feel free to share this content. Cut and paste the link, drop it into your Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, wherever. Send it to people that are in these areas that you believe maybe aren't aware of what's going on, the criminality that's going on in their own doorstep. And for now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.